that you've joined us for this session because homeschooling is a topic dear to my heart. And definitely, Anant has come as far as he has because of homeschooling. So the change that has happened, and if you were there in the last session, we did introduce two themes, which is reconnect with happiness and fun, family fun sort of a theme. Now, family fun is an arena we did pretty well in, even from 2004. That's really not where the problem was. So we had Enki and Waldorf, arts, movement, all the good things, and we had a great area for walking. So, we had an excellent time. The problem started whenever, we went beyond that. So Anant would reach a point and say, now I want to go to school. And even with the Waldorf school, it just completely crashed. So we realized that there was something missing. And so this years later, about 20 years later, we have stumbled onto this, what I call reconnect to happiness sort of a game plan. And I'm glad Ujjwal was able to join us today for a little bit. So I'm actually going to have Ujjwal speak first because he has to leave. And he's very much a part of our homeschooling effort now. I mean, how we are supporting parents in homeschooling. And by homeschooling, I don't mean just full-time homeschooling. You may be, sending your child to school, and then for the rest of the time, you still have that child on hand. So, I think every parent ends up being a homeschooler when they have a neurodivergent child, whether they call it as such or not. So the when I was doing the Enki program, one of the things that was really helpful for me was having this huge, thick binder of movement activities, another thick binder of stories. So even though you may say that, okay, fine, you can just, yeah, storytelling is good, just pick a bunch of stories, and movement is good, just do some movements. That really, I don't think it really works for Anant, because I think when somebody has a lot of movement challenges and comprehension challenges, I really feel like they need a more structured program. At least that's my experience. That's the way it has been. So with my grandson, it is different. I can just do wheels on the bus 1 minute and do something else another minute, and it's fine, right? But for him, I think we need a very methodical, step-by-step, incremental curriculum. And that's why I find Bharatanatyam to be very powerful, because it's a very structured method. So what has happened with, I don't think Monica's here. I don't know if she's here or not. Okay. So anyhow, the point that Monica mentioned last time, I want to come to that before I hand it over to Ujjwal. She had remarked, about, oh, there you are, Monica. Okay. So the point that Monica had brought up, that point that registered for her was when I said, Anant has somehow found himself doing a lot of children's songs with Ujjwal. And so it's been a combination of factors, because Anant is a Bharatanatyam student, and ordinarily Ujjwal would have just taught him Bharatanatyam. And RMCL also has a huge, collection of songs, activities, and so on for children. But ordinarily, Anant would not have explored that. So because we started with the Theatre Arts for Holistic Development, I know you were there, Shinjita, when we first did the lab with Ramana Srutyalaya Rasa. And at that time, because Anant and Ujjwal created a couple of videos for that project. So the first time Anant did the song, he was like, okay, fine, I have to do this children's song. He was not enthusiastic. But somewhere along the road, it struck him that he could do it with his nephew, Ishan. And so when you see the animal song, the reason he looks so excited is not because that song is that exciting. It's because he's already imagining that he's going to do it with Ishan. And that's what really got him motivated. So what I would like Ujjwal to comment on a little bit is the children's curriculum of RMCL, and how as a Bharatanatyam dancer, all of that has come together along with TAHD, because I think that has a lot to do with the role that he's playing in this whole process right now, because of this coming together of the children's curriculum and Bharatanatyam. And it really, I was telling this point also, that even for me, I find that having the Bharatanatyam basics, so I am fully into the Adavis and the Hastas and all, because that is where I can do improvisation. Because otherwise, if Ujjwal tells the B story and I can just do the B story, right? But if I learn the hastas, which I'm learning because Anant is learning it for his diploma. So I'm just going along with him and learning some of them. So if I learn the hasta with him that this is the Brahmana hasta, then I can actually improvise. So taking the children's curriculum and taking some of the building blocks of Bharatanatyam, I can just very easily interact with Ishan because, I've got it just comes easily because there are some stories, but I also have ways to improvise. So I think that linking that children's thing with a little bit of the Bharatanatyam basics, I think really can help parents do a lot with it. So over to you, Ujjwal, for your comments on this.
Thank you, Ramachi. I would just start with the work that Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning has been doing from more than 4 decades. In the beginning, in the inception of the center itself, somewhere they realized that the best way to reach out and to convey the message of Ramana is by reaching out to children. So, and how best can we reach out to children? Because children are, you can't give a discourse to children. So they would love to be a part of some drama activity which involves dance and which involves music and a lot of storytelling and a lot of art and craft where they get to use different kinds of props and a lot of excitement of changing your costumes for each scene and how to bring in settings and how to make a grand presentation which would inspire and teach the children. So that was the inception of the Ramana Bala Kendra. And I hear that the great devotees of Ramana who saw Ramana Balakendra, it was producing so much of drama. So they started calling it, it's called Ramana. It's like a Dramana, a lot of drama happening. So Dramana Balakendra, which started at that point of time. And actually, when I joined in, the Ramana Balakendra had taken a different shape. Now that from the drama, we had moved into more sophisticated dance drama presentations. And I was, because I was trained in Bharatanatyam, so I joined at that level where I was part of all these well choreographed dance presentation, which we call dance ballets. And I was part of the various dance ballets. And I felt that each of these dance ballets were an eye opener. It brought out so much of learning within me. And it brought me the teachings of Ramana. It brought the stories of the life of Ramana. And because I was part of every stage of the production, starting from the inception of the dance ballet and the choreography and the production and the presentation. So I was there in all the brainstorming sessions of the session. So it has very tremendously helped me grow. And one simple thing which has, because I have been, most of the dance dramas are in English, and we few are in Kannada, and which we translated to Tamil when we present in Chennai. So a lot of language which I know now and my vocabulary in English, I owe it to the dance dramas that we did at Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning. So this was my association with the center. And then we came to a point where we wanted to work with school children and take the values which our Indian heritage gives us, the value that there is this divine power within each one of us, and each one of us are capable, and that power makes us do what we are destined to do. So to bring out that value that we are important, we are all divine, and we have the power to and contribute to the society. To bring this point, so we started going to schools and starting with some government schools who come from a very lower strata of society and who are from the various backgrounds and underprivileged backgrounds. So we went to those schools and we saw that the challenge is that they find English very difficult because they come from the Kannada background. From till 5th standard, they are only learning Kannada. And when they come to 5th standard, they are all of a sudden learning English. And they feel it's a very, very strange language and they are not familiar with it. So to bring familiarity with the language and to build their academics, we started doing some special songs where for simple rhymes, which has the value of Ramana in it. At the same time, it covered all their academic portions, including the alphabets, the names of the animals, names of the fruits, and the various colors of the fruit and how it tastes. So all these various aspects which is there in their textbooks, which is part of their academics, was taught to them through the theater tools, which includes the music, dance and drama and painting and coloring, and all these things were used to teach them. So this was the beginning of our race project. The race project is Ramana art form intervention for self-awareness and excellence. So this project came to being, and this also brought us to a point where we had started from the lower classes where they had alphabets and names of animals and few simple concepts. So we move on to more complex concepts, and how each of these complex concepts, like we have a tree song where we are doing two lessons at the same time. They have a tree lesson and they have a family lesson, and how beautifully the concepts of the tree, the parts of the tree, which includes the roots, the sprout, the branches and the leaves, and what is their uses, and what tree gives us. It gives us shade, it gives us fruits and oxygen, all were covered through a song. And the comparison was done to a family, just like how mother and father takes care of the family tree. The roots of the tree takes care of the all the parts of the plant, and the leaves, like brothers and sisters, share food with all other parts of the plant. And the tree gives it provides for the whole world by giving oxygen and shade and fruits to all the creatures on earth. So all these concepts were included. We have beautiful songs on bees, and the most this one is we had subject songs where to bring out the wonder in each subject, how each subject which we learn is so much full of joy, and so much of learning happens within each subject. Like maths teaches us that every problem has a solution, and the social studies, the history teaches us that all passes through. Even the difficult phase in our lives, it passes through, and nothing is permanent. That's what history teaches us. And we learn all these concepts. What does language teaches? Language teaches us how we can communicate well with others, and how even the silence can communicate. So all these concepts are dealt in the subject songs. So this was the songs that was created because of the race project that we have been working with the school children every year. And these are the available resource that we have, and this can be used for anybody. So we started with the Ramana Bala Kendra, and we started this new special batch which is family immersion batch for the ND children. And it was a great idea to teach these concepts to them through these beautiful songs, because the songs are by themselves entertaining and enjoyable. At the same time, they are learning the lessons that they have learned in academics, and with that they have this underlying value that the happiness is our own true nature, and every moment needs to be enjoyed, is learned through these activities. And because I have been trained in the theater arts for holistic development under Dr. Ambika Kameshwar, who is running a center called Rasa, a center for children with special needs, which has brought a new perspective to the situation, where we understand that each one has an important role to play. So I can only say that whatever learning I have, it is only because I have been part of all these theater experiences with different kinds of children. So I have been, if you had seen me 10 years ago working with the children from government school children, because the children are from various backgrounds, it's difficult to control them and make the class productive. But now even I have grown, and even the children, because of our constant association with theater arts, even they have unknowingly become disciplined, and they have become receptive to what we are teaching. So I see that after 10 years of working continuously with the children from the government school, I see a great change in them. I feel that, oh, These were the naughtiest children when we started, but now they are so proactive and they are taking leading roles and performing so well. So I feel that the theater arts actually brings the holistic development. And because theater arts can bring all skills, any skills that one wants to achieve can be achieved. So with Anand, we have been working we started with teaching him the Bharatanatyam academics. So we started teaching him through the theater arts for holistic development, the Bharatanatyam curriculum. But through the way it has, I say, in theater arts, you don't have one goal. Maybe you have one goal in your mind, but actually when you start working with them, various other different unknowing goals are met. And Ramaji says it's invisible goals. So all these invisible goals, we found that he has an orientation in spirituality. He's seeking a method to be calm and to be free from all anxieties and worries. So, and he realized that the path shown by Ramana, the through dance, relating ourselves to that inner power, which nature is peace and happiness. So by connecting to it, he's able to lead a contributive life. So we have changed our goal to include this as a goal, also to include the making the mind calm with a method called self-inquiry, which is questioning who am I. This has been also incorporated in our daily classes, and we are we are seeing wonders. So as I told you, it took 10 years for me to realize that okay, there has been some change happening in the government school children. So it is a time taking process, but every moment of the process is enjoyable. So this is what I would like to share, that we are enjoying the process, and we are discovering new achievements through this process. Thank you, Ramaji.
Thank you, Ujjwal. I just wanted everyone to hear a little bit about the, uh, this children's curriculum, because I think that is why it can help homeschool